Happy birthday, Sassy. Let's see, one word to describe Sassy. I would have to say serendipitous.
If I could think of one word to describe Sassy, it would be genuine.
If I can think of one word to describe Sassy, it would be loyal.
If I had to describe Mimi in just one word, that word would be
beautiful, eloquent, gracious,
celebrity.
If I could describe Mimi in one word, it would be generous.
Prudent.
Caring. Thoughtful.
You are talented.
We're supposed to think of one word we could say to describe you, but there are just too many words. You're so kind and funny, uplifting, thoughtful, generous. You know, I could just lump in a whole lot of words to describe you.
Sassy, if I could describe you in one word, it would be faithful.
Gracious. Magnanimous. It's a word. Look it up.
attentive.
Mine is delightful.
Happy.
We tried to come up with one word for you, and the one we came up with was elegant.
Faithful.
If I could describe Mimi in one word, it would be masterful.
When I think of Sassy, I think of my dearest friend for the last 71 years.
When I think of Sassy, I think of the word awesome. I think she's an awesome person.
When I think of Mimi, I think of the word yes. She always says yes to lots of things. Like, can we go to the Space and Rocket Center? She says yes. Can we go to the Bug and Reptile Museum? Yes. Can we go to the arcade? Yes. Swim in the hot tub? Yes. Play a game? Yes. Watch the birds? Yes. Spend the night? Yes. Explore your yard? Yes. And even touch your breakable things? Yes! But I don't think she knows how to say no.
There are so many stories to tell. There's the hospital elevator, or the late night in the parking lot at the squirrel cage, or gin banana Mai Tais, or founding the Spouso Jaegers. But you know what? These are your stories to tell.
First time I met Sassy, I was maybe 8, 9, or 10, which made her 11, 12, or 13. And she was doing the splits beautifully in the back of a truck in the community in which I lived. She could also tap dance. She had a great smile. She was friendly to me, which meant that I was totally in awe of her. We reconnected in high school through basketball. I was a freshman, she was a senior, and she paid attention to me. She acknowledged me, which is so important to a freshman in high school. And then she also used her paddle very effectively in letter club initiation. Yes, it was permitted at that time. In the past several years, we've reconnected again through Brenda, a friend, a very close friend to both of us. We've shared game playing, spending a few days at the beach, catching up on our respective families, our children, our grandchildren, having good meals and good conversation. Both Eddie and I truly have enjoyed and do enjoy all the time that we get to spend with Sassy and Mark.
One of the things that I love most about Mimi is her gift to just bring the whole family together. I think in particular of those times at Thanksgiving and Christmas where all of the Jaeger families in Huntsville, and I think it's during those moments that her gifts are most able to shine. For one, she is such a hospitable host. From the moment I step in her door, she's right there to give me a big old hug, to sit me down and have a conversation with me, and to just do whatever else needs to be done to make me feel like I'm at home. She's also a great cook. I always look forward to her red hot cinnamon apples. She makes them so well. And of course, her apple sausage stuffing recipe is a classic in my family for any occasion. And lastly, I would say that her ability to just guide a conversation and give space to each individual person to participate is just such a beautiful example. As I think about it, I think the ever-increasing number of decorative hearts in her house is a symbol for just how much she loves us, and how much she loves me. Every time I'm in her house, I look around and I'm constantly reminded of her love and affection by these little hearts, which I think everybody can relate to as well. Yeah, Mimi, it is such a blessing to have you as my grandmother.
Mimi, I'm convinced that you are the inspiration for many of the Disney princesses. You are so special. You are kind beyond belief. You are confident, and you always enter any room with grace. You love to curate moments and art, flowers, and collections. One of my favorite collections of yours is your heart collection. It's the first thing anyone sees when they walk into your house. It's the first thing I always noticed on the windowsill in your kitchen. I can remember this past year when you gave me my very first heart to start my own collection. This is something that I will always treasure, and it will remind my children of their grandma, great-grandma. I'm so excited to pass this tradition on. Thank you for your inspiration and your investment in my own life.
Mimi somehow, a long time ago, was allowed in the OR when I was giving birth to our Sarah. And I'm not sure why that didn't alarm anybody, but it was Mimi and Ross and I in the OR, and Ross had a camera in his hand. The doctor pulls Sarah out, and pretty much there was no free hand, so Mimi got to hold Sarah for the very first time. And this was the best gift that ever could have been given to us. So it only made sense that we would give her name.
One of my favorite memories with Mimi is the whole process of picking out my cotillion dress together. As something as simple as choosing between lace or cotton or the color that would go underneath the dress doesn't seem like it would be a big deal, but Mimi made this experience so special for me. We sat down for hours and clicked through pictures, and she gave me great advice about which would look best and like what to expect. She went through so much trouble to get me the most beautiful, most stunning dress ever that fit just right. And she made sure all the details were perfect and everything was ironed out. And I barely had to lift a finger, and she treated me like a princess. It's just a special moment that me and her have together that I'll never forget, that she worked so hard on and made sure I felt so special. And it's definitely something I can look back on and be grateful for.
And I just have noticed just through the years of knowing Mimi how just genuinely kind she is, and always wanting you to be comfortable and feel cared for. And I've learned a lot by watching her and how she does that. And I think that we have a saying in our family that came from Mimi, and again, she might not even remember that it came from her, and it's that people are more important than things. Because one day I broke Mimi's car. I did. I broke it. And I was mortified, and I couldn't imagine how, because we had no money at the time, and she had so graciously allowed us to borrow her car, how we were going to get it fixed. And I was just like torn up inside, and I told Matt to stay home, that I would take care of this, that I would admit the problem, and that I would try to come up with a solution. And her words, the first words out of her mouth to me were, "It's going to be okay. People are more important than things."
When our family moved from Little Rock to Nashville, I know Ward had gone with Mom and Dad and Sam to kind of organize the kind of move-in situation to our new house. And during those couple days of us moving in that summer, Evan and I had stayed with Mimi and Pop in Huntsville. And I just remember during that trip, there were some kind of not knowing how to feel about the move, leaving behind some friends, and not being super certain about what that move would mean for our family and for myself. And I think that week, spending it with Mimi and, going out to like the Harrison Brothers store and being able to pick up, snacks and just hang out and watch movies and just have a good time. It made it really easy to take my mind off of any anxieties I may have been having. And yeah, that's a really good memory for me.
Remember when you took dance lessons from Miss Pauline's School of the Dance in Nashville? Ballet and tap. Remember her monkey and the recitals you had?
I remember back a couple years to one of my birthday celebrations. And during that time, I got to celebrate a day with Mimi and Pops. It was a day with Mimi and Pops. And we had gone shopping a little bit that day, bought a few toys, was having a great time. And we were leaving by that time around lunch, and you, Mimi, had brought up a few details about what I could do the rest of the day. We could go shopping at the stores, we could go to a game store, we can go get lunch wherever I wanted. And I didn't want to do any of that. The only thing I wanted to do was go to your house, eat chicken, and play games. And we did just that. We had a great day. It was a very fun birthday celebration. And I think everyone thought it was a little weird that I wanted to do that. But that wasn't the case. Your house was the most welcoming and warm place to be at that time. I loved coming over to your house, about the games we'd play and what we could do. It was so fun. And I think that really set the tone for how I want my house to look like in the future. When I do eventually buy a house, don't know when, I want my house to have the same feeling that yours does. And thank you for setting the tone and making me want to do that, Mimi.
You have always had a caring heart. I've seen that time and time again, and it comes from within. Your compassion for others is so special. I'm delighted to send birthday greetings to you, my special friend, and I'm sending them with love. For over 50 years, you have been a dear friend, and 27 of those years were when we were teaching side by side together at Chaffee Elementary School. How blessed I was the day that Joanne Birchfield hired you and assigned you to the 4th grade, where I had been teaching for 2 years. You enriched my life dearly, and for that I am forever grateful. Over the years of friendship and teaching, we shared much of our life and family with each other. Jim, Jay, and I enjoyed many fun times when the boys were little together. And we're very thankful that you were Jay's 4th grade teacher. We were talking to him last night, and he told us to wish you a happy birthday and to tell you that you were the best 4th grade teacher that Chaffee ever had. And I smiled when he said that. I can't miss this time to say something about your Mark. I love him dearly. The love and companionship that you share are examples for all of us. I know your greatest joy is your family. Ross and Jennifer and Matt and Franchelle and the kids. I enjoy hearing you tell me about the times that you and Mark have spent with them. Thank you for being my friend. In Proverbs, part of a verse says that a friend loves at all times, and truly you have loved me in all times. And I look forward to much more of that love. You're certainly one of our special friends.
There's nothing better than a good friend, unless it's also a friend who also can cook.
Yeah, that's right. Especially when you remember that we live in a hotel, so you're being very thoughtful and very kind to have us for dinner. Thank you. And also, we love to play cards, which you're our card-playing friends.
I love your smile and willingness to always be of help to your friends. You make everyone feel like they are the most special person to you.
Mimi, you are just always so generous and giving, and you meet everybody's needs. For example, anytime I ever come over, I seem to find a way to always fall asleep. Always. No matter what. And that's just because all my needs are always met. I'm always full. I always feel loved. I feel so safe. When people are around you, Mimi, you make us feel taken care of. You make us feel cared about. One of my favorite memories is I got from one of my birthdays. You we went out, and as a little shopping spree, we got these little mini Halo figures, and it's up on my desk, and it's anytime I look at it, it's a constant reminder of how gracious and loving and giving you are, Mimi. You're a constant light, and your house is just a safe haven in all the madness going on.
Sassy, the thing I remember the most about you is when I was a little girl growing up, we would always go to my Callis grandparents on Christmas Eve with our small family, and then we would stop by the Ward family and visit with your family, which was very loud and lots of fun. And this wonderful lady would always come find me and give me a big hug and a smile, and it was always you. So thank you for making us part of your family.
One of my favorite memories of Sassy is when we were 16 years old. We were riding around in Lebanon in my 1956 tank of a Pontiac, and we decided we needed a pepperoni pizza. And there was no place in Lebanon to buy a pepperoni pizza, so we drove to Nashville, to Melfi's on Division Street in Nashville. And of course, I was not supposed to drive outside of Wilson County, but we had our delicious pizza. We thankfully drove back home without any incident. As far as I know, our parents never knew about it, because if they did, we probably wouldn't be here today.
When I think of Sassy, I think of a couple of things. One, she was a cheerleader, and then she was the star basketball player in high school. And the next thing I think of, later on in our lives, on Christmas Eve, we would go by the Ward house and visit with Sassy and all the Ward family there. Great memories, great memories.
You know I love a cherry cheese pie, home cooking on family night, and a hug that wraps me tight, and a hamburger strong enough. I was raised to finish just about every bite, and that's the rule, you know. Resisting seconds of your food is a useless plight. Bring your hopes down low, and anything that fits in a 9x11 pan, and give it to me, 'cause I'm sure to be a fan. You know I love a cherry cheese pie, home cooking on a family night, and a hug that wraps me tight, and a hamburger stroking off.
We love watching Alabama football with you and Mark. Y'all are so much fun, and we love y'all. We also love your famous steak and biscuits and your fried okra.
Favorite memories. There are too many to count. From our day-to-day teaching in 4th grade for so many years that we were together, to my 40th birthday party celebration in your home, to our beautiful and sweet wedding rehearsal dinner that you hosted in your home, to the late night talks between just the two of us in your home. I will add, they were late nights, sometimes because I hesitated to leave, thinking Matt Jaeger might be in the bushes ready to attack me with water balloons. But I think the theme there was in your home. I've always had a place in your home.
My mom has such a big heart. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she fits so many people in her heart, but she does. I grew up with this clear understanding that she had an exceptional talent for noticing people and making people feel loved. And I can remember all growing up meeting people, and the constant refrain was, "I love your mother." And I knew that the feeling was mutual. I knew she loved them too. But, Mom, the most interesting thing about you is that no matter how many people you loved on, you always had a way of making me feel like you loved me with your whole heart.
Mom, I have this unique memory of you and I going up on Montesano and driving to the local television station where you would host your Saturday morning educational show. And with the lights and the studio and the cameras and the set, I just thought, how cool is it that my mom is a local celebrity? And from that point on, I think your involvement in the city and exposure forever had me in conversations with others, and they would come up and say, I know your mom, she's amazing. Or your mom is one of my best friends. Or your mom was my favorite teacher of all time. Imagine what it would be like to have somebody telling you all the time how great your mom is. It's awesome. And you never became prideful about that. In fact, all of that appreciation, all those compliments, all that achievement you became such an encourager to other people. I can remember a moment leaving a conversation with you when I was young, kind of grumbling and upset about you, kind of giving me some instruction. And I thought, man, what does she expect of me? It's like she wants me to be the president of the United States or something one day. And I thought, how awesome is it to have somebody believe in you that much, that you could do anything? Mom, nobody ever believed in me as much as you did. And for some reason, you decided to believe in the people around you and make their life better. And you did. You've made all our lives better, especially me. I love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
So, happiest of birthdays to you, my sweet friend. I look forward to the time when Ann and I can get together with you and we can celebrate you. I love you. I love you, Mark. And I love the entire Jaeger family. Mwah.
Happy birthday, Sassy.
Happy birthday, Sassy.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Love you.
Happy 80th birthday, Sassy. As Lucille Ball once said, the secret of staying young is to live honestly, to eat slowly, and to lie about your age. I love you, girl. Happy 80th.
Here's your toast. May you celebrate this birthday the way you celebrated the first one, naked and screaming. Happy birthday, Sassy.
You're the youngest 80-year-old we know.
God bless you and happy birthday.
Have a blessed and happy birthday, Sassy.
Cheers to you, Sassy, on your 80th birthday.
Sassy, guess what? You're 80 years old. Happy birthday.
I love you, Mimi. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I love you, Mimi.
Happy 80th birthday, Mimi.
Happy birthday, Mimi. I love you.
Happy birthday, Mimi.
Happy birthday, Mimi. I hope that you have a great 80th birthday.
Happy 80th birthday, Mimi. I love you.
And happy 80th trip around the sun. You are so wonderful. You are so loved. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mimi. Happy 80th. We're so glad you were born, and we're so glad that you're in our lives. I love you.
Mimi, we love you so much. Happy 80th birthday. I am so glad that you are with us and that we get to hug you and we get to spend another year with you.
Happy birthday, Mom. I love you with my whole heart.
Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday. Happy 80.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. There's nothing better than spending each and every day with you. I wish you many, many more. Happy birthday.